Good afternoon. Today is Sunday the 6th of June. This is Aaron and it's day 10 on the allotment today. Bit of a later start than I wanted, but I've had so much to bring down today. Also been thinking a lot about yesterday, and I went over my mind and just thought, oh, I'm worried about this, I'm worried about weeds here, I'm not being able to muddy up, I'm worried about dock leaves, I'm worried about digging, I'm worried. And then I thought, well, hang on. This is day 10. We've been doing this for just over a month. And the aim, I said right at the start, was to concentrate on the soil so that I can actually get the plot ready for next year. And anything that I grow this year is a bonus. So with that in mind, I just thought, well, hang on, if I haven't got the earth to muddy up the potatoes, well, so be it. I mean, we're still going to have some potatoes. And if I don't get one half of the allotment cleared until August or September, well, that's okay. I've got some tomato plants that I want to put in, but if they don't go in, one's in, but if all of them don't go in because I can't do it all in time, well, that's okay, because the focus is to have things ready for next year. And so I went to bed with that thought, and I felt quite a lot better about things this morning, because I thought, right, well, okay, the thing that you have to get done is to dig the various beds, so carry on doing that. Now, if there is a load of stones and rubble in one, well, it's got to come out at some point, but also if you haven't got additional earth and compost to put in it yet, well, that's okay. That's something that I can do over the winter. So I think what I'm going to do is I am just going to dig as much as I can, and what I can't, that's fine. And if there's parts of the soil that are all clay, well, for now I'm just going to leave it in there because it is acting as a block. And what I'll do is at some point I'll look around to get some cheap topsoil and some compost, and at that point I'll pull out all the clay and stones and I'll put in some proper soil. So having that view, I think, is the way that I'm going to do this, because the fact that, you know, there was so much that needed to be done, it was starting to get to me, I was getting worried about it, and I think the point is, don't worry about it. Do what you can do, and don't worry about what you can't do. So with that in mind, I'm feeling really good about today, and to carry on with my next bed. Few things to show you, so let's turn the camera around and have a look. First of all, let's go over to the compost heap. Now, here is the dock leaf and everything that I pulled out yesterday. It just goes to show how hot this sun is at the moment, because that's dried right out. Now, I think I can still put that into a tea because all the nutrients are still dried in. So I think that is going to work, and I think that'll be okay. Here are my canes that I've got ready for beans if they ever show up, and also my tomatoes. I've watered everything, so here are my raspberry canes. Yes, the weeds are there, but the raspberry canes are not coming out and they're not sprouted yet, so that's okay. I will do it, it just doesn't necessarily have to be done today. The greens, which were a gift from one of my allotment neighbours, you can see that one of them's had a little nibble on it, but they are striving, they are trying, they are green, and they are trying to live, and so I'm going to continue to water them. Again, the weeds are there, but they're not running over, so when I can, I will do this. Same with my beans. Now, I probably do have to water and weed around the beans that I've got, but currently there's all this area where there's nothing up, and so I don't need to worry about that. It's about looking at how to best use my time so that the allotment gets the most out of it, and so that I get more ready. Here are my other beans. Yeah, they need a bit of a weed around, but yeah, that's small compared to going through and completely redigging this bed, which, yeah, okay, I can do that, but currently I haven't got anything to put in it yet, and it's had beans in it, so it's okay. Now, my potatoes, oh, here's the tomato plant that I planted yesterday. Let's just get out of the shade there. There's my tomato plant, and that's looking great. So he seems to have settled in. My potatoes still coming on. Now, okay, yes, they do need muddying up, but if I haven't got the earth to do it, that's okay. If I haven't got sleeves to put around them to lift the earth up, that's okay. I mean, these are all things I can do next year, and I'm mentioning this year so that it's a learning process for me. So always, that's okay. I've got my other potatoes that we planted last weekend. Now, they haven't come up yet. Now, something interesting's here, because something has had a bit of a dig in here, and I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a cat, I don't know if that's a mole. It's something big, and this has definitely been, you know, sort of dug out. It's been grabbed out, burrowed at. So I don't know what that is. It is where I planted the potatoes, so it's something that can probably smell them. But there again, why didn't he burrow into these that are probably more developed? We shall have to see. We shall have to see. But yeah, I may have a problem with a mole or something. Over here, I'm all set up, all ready to go, and we're going to get going on this bed. Now, actually, even looking at this, I looked at the rushes when I got home of the photography from yesterday, and actually, yeah, we did accomplish something. And it's about accomplishing something. Keep going, keep doing anything. You know, even if you're winning the war a yard at a time, you're still winning the war. So with that in mind, I'm feeling a lot more positive. I feel really good about it. I would have liked to have got here earlier, but yeah, that's just didn't happen today. I brought my tomato plants down, more of those. I've got 2 crates of those down here now. I've got another crate to bring down, and hopefully we can put those in this bed today, along with any maybe a few potatoes as well. So we'll see how much we can get done. We will do what we can, and we'll enjoy doing it. So that was my learning experience last night. I have got stuff to do. I am going to get on with it. So I'll speak to you later. Cheers. We're getting towards the end of the day now. The shadows are starting to creep across the allotment. It's been a bit of a short day because I started late, but it's been an interesting day. I do get the sense that I am learning, and that's important. As I was going through the earth now, I could recognise what the different roots were. You know, what is a bindweed root? What is a couchgrass root? What looks like it's a dockleaf? All these things that are not supposed to be there, I'm starting to tell what they are. So that's good. And you know, what I can see is that there is loads of bindweed and there is loads of couchgrass deep inside the soil. So I'm putting out what I can, but I do also accept that, you know, I'm never going to be completely free of weeds. You just got to do the best you can. Well, let's flip the camera around and I'll show you where we are. You can see down here, this is bindweed. Over there, this is couchgrass. There's also a dockleaf root down there. I've been digging down to Australia instead of digging across because there is so much to clear. Now, if this soil doesn't improve, and what I'm ending up with is actually not bad, but I'm aware there is still a lot of tiny bindweed roots that are all going to grow into full-grown bindweed and are going to come hurtling out over the top. So if this doesn't improve, I'm going to have to rethink how I'm going to use this. I wanted to put a dug bed in here and actually use the ground. But if there is nothing going on, I may just as well cover this in plastic and put a raised bed on top. I will have a look and see what the ground is like as we go through. You can see over here that my potatoes have now looking a little bit more weeded than they were. Been along there and weeded those out. I'm also convincing myself, and this may be a forlorn hope, that somewhere in here I may actually have a couple of runner beans. I don't know, but I want to let them have a chance, so I haven't ripped this out. I've weeded around my broad beans, apart from that bad boy there that I know is bindweed, and I was telling myself was a runner bean. But I don't know, there's maybe something left in this bed that it hasn't yet given up, and so I'm giving it a bit of a chance. I will spend more time weeding it, but at the moment I'm terrified to pull out a runner bean that is just not big enough to have fully declared itself yet. That brings us to the end of day 10. If I look out across this allotment now, and I turn back 10 days that I've spent on here, I actually think that's not a bad effort. I've got stuff growing. I think I'm going to have something to harvest. I am getting there in tending across the land. It's not going to be too much longer before I've tended and cultivated half of the entire plot. I think I'm doing all right. Obviously, if there are things I can be doing better, and there are lots of things I can always be doing better, then I would love to hear from you about it. Please drop me a comment if there's anything that you see that I'm doing ridiculously wrong. Please let me know. And I'll see you for allotment day 11 next weekend. Have a good weekend and a good week. Bye.